Hello guys, welcome to Selenium with Java January 2022 batch online training session 7. So in today's session I will try to cover the remaining standalone feature of Selenium WebDriver as we already covered the Java basic and advanced Java like different loops, different if condition statement, the ropes concept, right, the collection framework and the multi-threading. So today I will cover the different topics from the Selenium WebDriver, how we can handle frame, right, how we can create the screenshot, right, can capture it and store it, what is the implicit and explicit wait time, how we can do the headless browser testing, how we can handle cookies, what is the importance of buy all locators in Selenium WebDriver, how to select an option from auto suggest drop down. So what is frame? So first you need to know what is frame. Sometimes there can be frame associated in the page, right? Suppose if you open any web page, right, sometimes you can see that some sort of advertisement is already embedded, right? And so those things will not be, you can handle it directly. So frame is a web page which is embedded in another web page or an HTML document embedded inside another HTML document. The frame is often used to insert content from another source such as advertisement in the web page. So how can you understand that frame is available? So there is frame or iframe tag which will specify the frame. So with that tag you can understand. So user cannot detect the frame by just seeing the page, right? So we need to open the web page. Suppose say I have opened a web page, normal Facebook, right? So if you right click here, right, there is a no kind of frame related stuff is there, right? But this is the page I open it, right? If you just mouse over your cursor here and if you right click, you can see there's an option called view frame source and reload frame. So in case that option is available, you can easily understand that frame is available. Sometimes you will not able to see. Suppose in case my mouse over in the normal page, you can see that this thing is not available because the frame is available in that section only. In that section, if you mouse over, you can see reload frame is there. So that is the only option. Still, in case that reload option is not there because the frame might not be extended throughout the page, right? So that is the reason might not be able to see it. So how can you see it? The frame is available. So you need to press F12 button first. Press F12 button first here from the keyboard, right? And if you press Ctrl F, and then if you press iframe, type iframe, frame. Okay, you can see there is a tag starting with iframe. You no need to worry about the other stuff. You need to find out that this tag is available. Just like a div is a tag, right? HR is a tag. Okay, similarly tag will be starting so that the frame is available. If you mouse over it, you can see this is the portion is getting highlighted. Means in that portion the iframe is available. So that is the only way, right? So I can also get to know the count of the iframe, right? Okay, so that count I can get it with the help of iframe and then size method. So let's go to the Eclipse. So I have created the class for Selenium 7 here. So let's copy paste the lines of code for launching the Chrome browser. So I'm setting the properties first for the Chrome browser. So I am creating a new browser here with the help of driver object, maximizing it and passing the URL for that whatever URL I want to automate, right? So this is the part I can do it. Okay. Now so here there's a drag button, right? Drag and drop, right? So let's try to drag and drop without handling the frame. So will it allow? Selenium will allow it? No, it will not allow, right? So let's try to inspect both the element. So whenever you need to see, whenever you are able to see the drag and drop down, right, you need to mouse over your some pixel. Okay. So sometime it will allow, sometime it will not allow. So if you just open the page, right, you can see sometime it is allowed here or sometime you need to mouse over, drag and drop, right? So let's start without mouse overing here, okay, or without scrolling vertically. So I will be pressing again F12 button here. Now let's inspect the element, drag element and then drop. So this is the drag element, right? You can see here the ID is draggable. So with that ID I'll be creating a web element, right? Let's try to create a web element. Source, I can give the name as source equal to driver dot find element, right, by id, by dot id. Here I can give the id. So error message is there, so I need to import the web element from the org.openkey.selenium. Similarly, what error is coming again? Web element source driver dot find by id equal to draggable. By dot driver dot find element. Okay, here I have given another syntax. Okay, syntax is not common. I'll be creating another called target variable where I need to keep the source to target, right? So let's inspect the source to target here. So this is droppable. Okay, this is the droppable. Then with the help of actions class I can drag and drop it, right? So let's try to use create a object or instance for the actions class available in Selenium, right? It's equal to new actions. I need to pass the instance of the driver here, so that's why I can create an object of the actions class. Then right, with the help I need to import the actions class. Then with the help of variable I can drag and drop, right? So I'll be calling drag and drop features here. This is the source element and I want to drop to the target, and then I need to build and perform dot build dot perform. Okay, that is the operation I can do it, right? Now let's see whether this thing is working or not, right? Let's try to run your code and let's see whether the page is getting open, draggable and drop element is identified, and then it is navigating to that particular from the source to destination. It is getting moved. Here it will operation will not be successful because there is a frame associated, right? But we are not handling the frame. That is the reason it will throw some error. The operation will not successful. Drag and drop operation will not successful, but it will throw the error, right? If you go to the console, you can see here the error message, right? No such element, unable to open the element. So there are some common problem can happen. One is that sometimes frame can be associated, sometimes like timeout issue, or sometimes whatever ID or XPath we are creating, right? So that is not actual problem. But here we have know that ID is fine, but still it is not happening. So timeout issue is not creating problem because page is loading within a second. So there might be some frame associated. So we need to handle the frame. Then how can we handle the frame here? So we need to handle the frame is that, so we need to switch to the frame. So how can we switch to the frame? So before moving out, right, you can get to know that we can also just get to know what is the size of the frame is there, right? So let's start with size only. So let's comment out this code here first, and let's get the size of the frame. Though that is another reason, right, for which the page is not working properly. So let's try to driver dot switch to, okay, that is the method available dot frame. Right, or maybe sorry, instead of switch to, let's try to identify in driver dot find elements, right, where I'll be identifying the element with the help of tag name, because the frame iframe is the tag, right? So tag name I can write frame, iframe, right? So find elements will give me lot of elements, and if I want to get the size here, right, so it will be giving me integer only, so I can store in some integer, right. So let's say integer frame size, that's variable, and I can print it out now. So let's see how many frame is there first. So it will give me the result as 1. So frame is 1, only one frame should be available. So page will open, then with the help of iframe tag, because that is the tag, div, input, iframe, image, this is the tag. So with the help of tag name, I can get all the list of element available particular table. That is the reason we need to use find elements. So now if you close it here, you can see that output is 1, right. So that is only one tag is available. So I can easily handle the frame. So how can you handle the frame? There is 3 things available. So we need to use switch to dot frame command, right. So we need to either give the frame number or the index, right, or the frame name or ID, or the web element reference. So here frame name is not available. If you just mouse over here and go to the frame section, right, you can see here Control F, iframe. Okay, you can see only for the frame class is there and resource is there. No frame name is available. So that particular frame we cannot do it. Sometime in the frame name is available, so we can handle the frame with the help of name. Otherwise, you can go with the index. So here only one frame is there, so definitely index will be 0. In case 2 frame is there, index will be 0, 1. In case 3 frame is there, index will be 0, 1, 2, like that. Otherwise, we can use the other reference here, right? This is the class reference, we can use it. So let's try to handle the frame with the help of index. Driver dot switch to dot frame, right. Here you can see this is the 3 things coming, right. Here one is that web element reference, another is the name, and another is the integer is the index. Here I can pass the index as 0. So that's why I'll be handling the frame. Now if you just comment out this part, so it should work unless there is any other error message. Let's try to run the code and let's see whether the frame is getting handled with the help of the index. And definitely, right, the thing is also working fine, and drag and drop should be working fine. So it should open the page, it should identify the element frame first. And so you can see drag and drop is happening here, right. Drag and drop is happening. So my frame is working fine. So this is the another approach. Another approach is like, if you know the frame name or number, so you can use it. Otherwise, another thing is that you can use frame with the help of some reference, like class name was there. So driver dot switch to dot frame. Here I'll be using web element reference, right. That was the part I'll be using. Here I'll be using driver dot find element again, and class name, because class name is available, right, by dot class name. So what is the class name available? You can see this is the class name available, class. So with that one I can also identify the frame, and then I can handle it, right. So let's try to again with that web element reference, let's try to identify the frame, and let's see whether the internal element is working properly after handling the frame with that web element, right, reference. So it's working fine. So this is the 3 approach available. In case you know the frame name or number, you can do it. Otherwise you can go with the index, otherwise you can go with the some web element reference. So that's why you need to handle the frame. Okay, you can see it's happening, still happening, drag and drop is happening, right. So my all the thing is working fine. In case for the frame there is name or frame name or frame number is available, you can do it. Okay, that is the 3 different way how to handle the frame. We cannot normally handle the frame without this string driver dot switch to dot frame, where we can go with the index number, or we can go with the frame name or ID, or we can go with the web element reference. Then the next topic is like how we can capture the screenshot. Okay, so in real time, right? But whenever you are doing some testing or whenever developer is doing some development, right? So they need to capture the screenshot as a proof, right? So that can be associated as a result, right? So that in case anybody is any confusion, they can go through the requirement or go through the document. Similarly, for the tester, right? In case you are working manual doing on the automation part, right? For the test case pass, fail, any status, you need to capture the screenshot. Otherwise, without the proper screenshot, right? There is no point of right certifying that it's working fine. Sometime in case if you want to log some defect, right, you need to prove some proof, you need to give some proof. So how will you prove it? You need to capture the screenshot with Word document or in the Excel or the PNG format or the JPG format, like that. So the developer will go through that part and they will certify that that is a valid defect, right? So without screenshot, testing is not possible, even defect logging is not possible, not be valid, right? In case you are not associating with screenshot, your respective stakeholder might not agree that you are doing the right thing on the right time, right? So that is the reason screenshot capturing is very, very required. So some of the possible scenario also there, like in case there is a application issue, deviation, assertion failure, right? Your expected thing is not working in the actual part, difficult to find the element of the web page, especially for the automation standpoint I am not talking about. Or there is a timeout issue, right? Or your code is not working, or sometimes there is an exception or error occur during runtime. So these are the different reasons we need to capture the screenshot in the automation testing as well. So how we can capture the screenshot? So capturing screenshot in Selenium is a 3-step process, right? First, there is a text screenshot interface available in Selenium WebDriver. So we need to create an object or instance for that, right? After that, if I were creating the object or instance for the text screenshot, we need to call get screenshot as method, right? Through which we can get the screenshot. Then we need to call the file handler dot copy method, right? So that source screenshot whatever you are capturing in the file class, it will be pasted in the destination file. So this is the way, this is the 3 step we need to follow it, right? So let's follow it, right? So the same way. So suppose say after drag and drop is happening, I want to capture the screenshot. So I will be calling the text screenshot method. So if you do not know, press Ctrl Enter. You can see automatically it will come. Then I need to create, this is the interface, so I need to typecast with the driver, right? So I will be typecasting with the driver. So that is the syntax. I am not writing anything, that is the syntax. You need to create an object or instance for the text screenshot interface. This is the interface, remember it. Then once it is done, right, you need to go to the next steps. File, source file, screenshot, get screenshot, output dot file. So maybe I can copy paste the same line also instead of writing it. So you no need to write anything, this is the steps you need to do it. Okay, so you need to import the file class from the Java. You need to import that output type from org.openc.selenium. So it's done now. Then you need to create a variable for the destination file, right? Okay, so I'll be creating a variable for the destination file. So the dest file. So here I need to give the path, right? Which path I want to store the screenshot. So that's why, because in the last session you already see the input output operation, how you are creating the file, how you are accessing the file, right? So suppose say let's open the D drive, right? So let's open the D drive here. Go to the Selenium folder. So here I will be placing the screenshot, right? So that's path you can give it here. So give some name as 6th March, right? Underscore screenshot dot png, right? So that is the screenshot name I am giving, right? Then I will be simply calling the file handler class, Okay, it is coming from the org.openqa handler dot copy. So what is the file? From file to file, source file to destination file. So that's why I can create the screenshot. So I need to surround with some exception. Either I can go with the try catch blocks, or I can go with throws declaration. Okay. So whenever you will be doing, sometime you already noticed, right? You need to associate with it. Sorry, source file, here it will be destination file. Okay. So that's the thing is already done. Now let's try to run your code and let's see whether the thing is working fine or not, right? So I have hard coded the name. So it will run the same steps, and once the step is done, so right, it will try to call the screenshot method. It will capture the screenshot, whatever name we are trying to give it. You can see drag and drop is happening, and if you close it, so my test case is completely working fine. Now if you go to the D drive, right, you could find here 6 March screenshot, that folder is got created, right? And if you open it, you can see that after drag and drop, that screenshot should be captured here. Okay, you can see that screenshot has been captured automatically. Now say, so you need to capture screenshot multiple times. After opening the page, you need to capture a screenshot, and after dragging and dropping you need to capture a screenshot. So in case you need to copy paste the same line, right? So you need to copy paste the same line here after opening the page also once. But I will not be copy pasting the same line, so I will be creating a reusable component of the method, right? So how can I write it, right? So here, let's in the class level, let's create a screenshot method, right? So that's why I will call the method only instead of calling the screenshot. Public static, so that automatically I can call it the method void. So method name get give take screenshot. That is the method name I am giving, right? Here I can provide some reference, right? So I need to first pass the WebDriver equal to driver. Then I will be passing the path of the file, right? So it will be string in nature, say file path. So that's why you can create the method where you will be providing some sort of reference, right? So now I will cut paste the same lines of code, right? Let's comment out. Okay, I will just simply copy paste the line of code here instead of writing it. Just like copy. Okay, so what are the thing I will be changing it here? Okay, so instead of that destination file, right? So I want to just hard code something. Okay, so instead of hard coding, I will be giving something. So that part will still remain constant. The source file will still remain constant. The destination file, right, I will be just changing. Okay, so whatever I will be changing it, so suppose that is the path I will be changing it, right? Destination file equal to new file, and here I am that variable I am giving, so that will be my destination file. And file handler dot copy source file and destination file. So some error message is there, so I need to throw some declaration here at the class level, so exception I can give it. So that's why I can create a reusable component. Okay, so same thing, I need to pass the driver reference for the WebDriver, and this is the variable I am creating, so that is the variable I am giving in the destination file. So whenever I am capturing the screenshot, I can provide the actual file path. So okay, that's why I can call the screenshot, right? So let's say after opening the page, I will be calling the screenshot. So how I can call the screenshot? Because this is the static method. So if I directly with the help of class, I can call the method. I no need to create any object or instance. Dot capture screenshot. You can see take screenshot, right? So here I need to provide the driver reference, and here I need to provide the path here, right? So what is the path I am given here? So that is the path I have given. So that's why I can give the path here. Okay, but the problem is what happened? So in case you need to give they captures multiple screenshot, right? So what will happen? So if you give the 6 March screenshot, so only one screenshot file will be there, right? And the latest part will be replaced by the previous one. So previous one will be replaced by the latest one. So instead of hard coding the name, right, I can use some other features. Okay, I can use so that it will be taken care by that features only. So instead of hard coding part, so that is the hard coded part. So I want to place in the D drive. I'll be concatenation sign using. Then I'll be calling system dot current time in millis. Okay. So in millisecond format, it will take the capture the screenshot, and then again I'll be giving the plus sign, right? And here again I am passing, because that is the constant part. I am not changing. That is the constant part. I am not changing. So it will be in the double quote, right? And after that, with the help of concatenation sign, so that part will be added, and again the PNG part is fixed, so that part will be again added. So this is that it will take the current millisecond format. So that's why I can create the capture the screenshot after opening the page. Similarly, if I want to call it at the last part, right, after drag and drop is happening, I can simply call it. So again, same thing. There is no need to change. That is the thing where you can do it in dynamic way instead of in the hard coding the thing. So hard coding will not help. Okay. So now let's try to run it, and let's see whether the screenshot is capturing in the D drive Selenium folder for both the steps, after opening the page and after just drag and drop is happening after that page, right? So let's see. So it will open the page. After loading the page, it will take the screenshot. So with the help of millisecond format, and after drag and drop is happening, it will again capture the screenshot again in the millisecond, because millisecond will change, right? If you want to execute the steps, it might take some second, but we are capturing the millisecond. Now if you close it, you can see there is no error, and if you go to the D drive, right, you can see there is two things created, right? One is the second is format is same, 7:34 p.m. and at the same date, right? So if you open your first one, you can see it will be latest one, means it is capturing. So it is after dragging and dropping. You can see that is the one screenshot, right? So what is the precision here? That is the folder is still same. It is millisecond format is taking. And if you open the previous one, so it will be after opening the page only, not the dragging and dropping. So that's why you can capture the screenshot. You can see drag and drop does not happen. So after opening it, it is taking the complete page screenshot. So that is the way through which we can capture the screenshot, right? So any questions, guys? Is it clear how to handle the frame and how to capture the screenshot? So whenever you will be capturing the screenshot, instead of hard coding the thing, you will be creating a method or usable component, right, where you will be passing some reference, right? So here we will be providing the reference to the variable called string path, and then whenever you will calling it, and will be declaring a static in nature. So that what is the difference between static and non-static variable? So in case you are making it static, that method, right, we can directly call it using that class. You no need to create an object or instance, right? So that is the thing we are doing it. So this is the fixed part. So I am calling that, adding that dynamic part with the help of system dot current millisecond. That is the kind of Java features. Okay. So that's why I am capturing. So in case you need to capture it, you can just call that thing, simple thing, multiple times as and when required. So it will capture the screenshot that accordingly. Okay. Then the next topic, what is implicit and explicit timeout? So that is the important thing in Selenium WebDriver, and even if you want to clear the interview and even the real time also, you need to implement this. So sometimes page might not get loaded, right? Okay, suppose say in case you are giving it 10 seconds, it might not load it. So sometimes you need to give implicitly mention that you need to wait for 30 seconds, right? So that is the implicit part. And sometimes even if you are waiting for 30 seconds, sometimes it's not open. So you cannot extend the implicit wait, right? So that is for that specific thing. Suppose if you want to just verify a particular element, right? So that you can give some explicit condition so that verify particular element, it will be instead of the whole page, will be go for the particular element. And in case the element is visible, immediately we will just interact with the element. So when a page is loaded by the browser, the element which user want to interact might take some time for complete load, as most of the web applications are developed using Ajax and JavaScript. It makes user difficult to identify the element, and in case element is found due to the page load, it will show element not visible exception. Using wait, we can resolve the problem. So there is two type of wait. Is that one is the implicit wait, or another is the explicit wait. So implicit wait are used to provide a default waiting time between each consecutive step or the command across the entire test script. So implicit wait is a driver level. It's a driver level, you can see here. Okay, so thus the subsequent step would only execute when the that have elapsed after executing the previous step or the command. The default setting is 0. Once user set the time, user driver will wait for the time before throwing any error. So in case it is a driver level, in case you are giving some implicit timeout of 30 here, so you can give this is the kind of unit of the time. So it will wait for 30 seconds before throwing any error. Okay, so that's the syntax you can give it, right, before opening the page or after opening the page as well. So that before throwing any error, it will wait for that particular thing, right? So after maximizing, I'll wait, give the implicit wait driver dot manage dot timeouts, right? Here I can call again that implicit wait. You can see this is the wait argument, this is the time unit, right? So suppose say I can wait for 30 seconds, so that is the maximum thing. Here I need to give the time unit dot seconds or minute, hours, whatever you can give it. So that's how you can implement implicit wait. So in case your page is taking 20 seconds time, it will never fail because you have given 30 seconds. Okay, then you can run your code. So that is the implicit wait. But explicit wait is used to pause the execution until the time a particular condition is met or the maximum time has been elapsed. Explicit wait are applied for a particular instance only. Explicit wait gives better option than that of the implicit wait, as it will wait for the dynamically loaded Ajax element. So implicit wait is happening across your driver level. So suppose at the page level, right, it will wait for the until the whole page is loaded. So for the whole page is loaded, it might take suppose 40 minutes. So your execution will be delayed by 40 minutes. But suppose you don't want to wait for the page load, complete page to be loaded, but instead of that you want to go for identify a particular element. So as and when your element identification is visible, you just interact with the element and you can proceed to the next step, right? So for that particular condition you can use explicit wait. An explicit wait will work for a particular condition, certain set of conditions. Okay, so with the help of WebDriver wait, you can you implement the explicit wait. So that is the syntax. Okay, I will be elaborating it. So there are lot of usage of the explicit wait to find single elements, to find multiple elements, to check web page title of the URL, to check element status whether it's visible or enabled, disabled, like that, to interact with the frame also, right? An expected condition user can use in explicit wait is that whether alert is present, element to be clickable, element to be selected, URL matches, right? Presence of all element located by title list, title contents, visibility type, all this stuff. I have tried to listed it. Okay, so these are the different condition we can give it. So let's see how we can implement the explicit wait. So what happened? Suppose say for a particular condition you are giving 40 seconds as explicit wait timeout. But in case your element is visible of the your work is happening within 10 seconds, so 10 seconds, the remaining 30 seconds will not wait. So that is the benefit of the explicit wait. So maximum time it will wait whatever timeout you are giving. But in case your action is happening before that, So it will perform the action, it will navigate to the next step without waiting the remaining time. So that is the beauty of the explicit wait. So suppose say I want to open the Facebook page, right? And then I want to just validate that create a page, that thing is displayed or not. As soon as it is displayed, right, I will be clicking on that. So I am really care about the remaining page, right? So that's way I can implement the explicit wait. Let's try to implement it. So let's change the URL here. So I'll be creating an object first with the help of WebDriver wait. So that is the thing, we need to create an object here. WebDriver wait, WebDriver wait. I'll be creating a variable here equal to new WebDriver wait. Here I can give the reference called driver and total timeout 30 seconds. I need to import WebDriver wait from the Selenium because this is a feature of Selenium. Then here I can just suppose say for the particular thing, right, I will be creating a web element, right? So web element, so what is the thing, create a page. Link. Here I will be using that wait variable here, right? Then dot until the condition I am giving, until what is the condition I am giving, expected condition. You can just give expected condition dot, if you press you can see a lot of all the condition will be coming in, right? So what condition I am coming, element to be clickable, because this is the link, right? As and when element to be clickable, here I need to provide the element reference. So what is the element reference? So driver part you can ignore it. So by dot link text, because this is the link, right, I can identify with the help of link text. So here let's try to give the link here, let's try to inspect the element F12. So this is the link, right, I can give the link completely. That is the link text. So that's why I can create the condition. Then as soon as it is visible, I want to click on that. Element is clickable, right? So I want to click it. So that is the way I can give the explicit wait. So it will wait for maximum 30 seconds. But in case the element is visible in 5 seconds, within the 5 seconds it will create, it will do the work, or it will do the actions, and after that it will proceed to the next step. Let's see with the help of explicit wait whether that create a page link is clicking or not, are able to clicking or not. But in case you given timeout as 5 seconds, and in case your action is taking 10 seconds, so it will fail it, right? So that is the reason which can give the timeout for the explicit wait. But in case the action is happening before the timeout, it will proceed to the next action. It will not wait for the remaining timeout, and it is accessible, right? It will be work based on the certain condition. You can see the created pages link is getting open. Okay. So this is the another way, it's a label, right? Apart from that, I already mentioned also, right? We can also check the web elements title, URL like that. Status, we can check it. This is a different condition is there, right? Title, right? Title contents, URL matches like that. Okay. So let's try to do with one other aspects, one other example. So similar way, instead of other thing, I want to match something, right? Title conditions. So I'll be I want to use that weight variable here. So the expected condition will always remain same dot, right? You can see this is the different condition is coming. So I can use titles, right? Title, contents, that is the part I can use it. So what is the title, contents here for the Facebook page? So you can see here the Facebook login, right, or sign up. So in case it is containing the Facebook word, so it's my test case should be passed Facebook, right? So title, contents, Facebook. So yes or no, right? It is containing the Facebook word or not. So I can store in some boolean. So boolean say conditions, right? That is the variable, right? Okay, not one more. Then I can print it out. In case the condition is matching, I can print it out. So that's why I can also use the expected condition SYSO, the condition. So it will give me true or false, that boolean value. Okay, let's see whether it's working fine or not. So that is the different way, right? We can implement the explicit way. So it will open the Facebook page and it will validate that particular title containing the Facebook word or not, right? In case it is matching, it will give me that the title's contents, right? That boolean's value, in case it is true or not. It is still working. It is still trying to check. It is still executing. That is the red mark is there. 1 second. Waiting for the title content Facebook.
The spelling mistakes, sir. Facebook.
Oh, okay, right. So that is the fine. We can get to know that is not matching. That is the reason it's throwing error, right? So expected condition failed, right? And you can see this is the timeout exception is coming, right? So it's waited for 30 seconds. After that, it throws the error. So immediately it is not throwing the error, right? So it's we have given the timeout called 30 seconds. So it is waiting for 30 seconds. After that, it is throwing the error. And you can see the error details, right? You can see here the title waiting for the title is not matching, right? Type for 30 seconds with 500 millisecond interval. Okay. So it's still not working. That is the reason it is not. So if you change it to Facebook, now it should work, and there should not be throwing the exceptions called timeout exception error will not be triggered, and it will work and it will print the value. Okay. So that's why, right? In case you are having some doubt or problem, right? You can correct your code accordingly.
So main difference is that implicit wait actually default waits for a particular time,
Yeah,
whereas
implicit wait is a
explicit.
driver level. Driver level means definitely it is a page level, right? So it will work open for the whole page to be loaded, all the element to be loaded. But whereas explicit wait is only for the expected conditions, whatever condition you are giving it, right? And whatever timeout you
And
are
if it
giving it,
gets
yeah, please proceed.
correct, if it gets the element, then it will move forward. It
Right,
will
right,
wait for
right,
the
right.
timeout
It will
exception.
not wait for the complete timeout. But in case it is not happening, it will wait for the timeout, maximum timeout. After that, it will throw the error. But in case it is happening in 5 seconds instead of 30 seconds, it will work for 30 seconds. In 5 seconds, it will not wait for the remaining second. That is the beauty of the explicit wait. So that will be used very much in the real time as well. Because you don't want to give that driver level, right? We want to go in the particular element level or the particular condition level. If I want to discuss more about it, is a condition. It will try to match with the expected condition, where you can give lot of condition whatever available in that particular method, right? Already these are the different conditions. Apart from that, there are sort of some condition can be there because but these are the main condition used to validate it. Is it clear, guys? Any doubt? because they are very important topics. Okay, cool. Then the next one is the headless browser testing. Okay, in the real time also we need to do some headless browser testing. Suppose some of the in some of the computer there might not be any browsers at all, or some of the times, right, we don't want to just visualize the navigation, but instead of that our main objective is to that work should be done, so that there is no point of opening the browser, but your code will be executed without opening the browser. So that is called headless browser testing. So that will be definitely faster, right, because your browser no need to open it, right, no need to do the actual navigation, it will just do the kind of it will execute the code in the backend, right, and it will just throw you the result. So that is called headless browser testing. So performing test execution of the web application without opening a browser is called headless browser testing. The headless browser acts similar to the normal web browser. User have full control over the web page loaded into the headless browser. The only difference is that user will not able to see the GUI or the graphical user interface. User have no options other than using headless browser testing when user machine does not have a GUI. For instance, if you want to run in sometime in the Unix system, right, so that does not have any GUI. So it is recommended to use the headless browser when tests are executed in parallel, as user interface based browser consume a lot of memory or the resources. So headless browser can be used for server side performance testing too. So anyone can run test using headless browser, right, then user will get the result just in a second. So it will be much faster compared to the right normal way. So when tester have to run the test case on the remote machine or server which does not have any browser associated, but still user has to execute the test case, they can try with the headless browser. So this is the example of the headless browser. You can use Chrome to headless, but this is the primary headless browser, HTML unit browser, Ghost, Phantom.js, Zombie.js, Way2Your WebDriver. These are the different list of the headless browsers. Example. Okay. So what is the objective of the headless browser testing? Especially for the HTML unit driver. So HTML unit driver is the lightest weight and the fastest implementation headless browser for all of the WebDriver. It is based on HTML unit. It is known as headless browser driver. It is same as Chrome, IE, Firefox driver, but it does not have any GUI. So it support different things like HTTP protocol, HTML responses, support cookies, support proxy server, excellent JavaScript support, ability to customize the request header. So what is the syntax we need to use for that headless browser? WebDriver driver equal to new HTML unit driver. The one thing you need to do, you need to install that first, the jar file for the HTML unit driver. This is the jar file. If you just type in the Google HTML unit driver, you can get it and you can install that in your desktop or any share path. After that, you need to associate it right in your project level. So right click here, go to the properties, go to the Java build path, right, go to the add external jars. So if you go to the desktop, right, this is the driver, you can add it, you can apply and close. Along with the Selenium jar file, you need to apply it. Okay. Then I think these are the stuff will not require here. Simply you can create an object or instance, WebDriver driver equal to new HTML unit driver. WebDriver driver equal to new what is the syntax here? New HTML unit driver, HTML unit. One second. HTML unit driver. Okay, you can see the error message. So you need to import HTML unit driver from the jar file, whatever you have added it. Now you can simply just open the any page, right, and then you can print out the title or the current URL with the help of driver dot get current URL, right, or the title as well. So what happen? It will not open the Facebook page, but it will, you can get the result, desired result. Driver dot title. Driver dot get title. Okay, now let's try to run the code and let's see what is happening. So it will not be, you will not able to see the navigation. Okay, you will not able to see the navigation, but it will give you the result of the current URL as well the title. That is called the headless browser testing, because it's headless. It will not able to see the execution, but you will get the desired result. You can see, right? This is the current URL and this is the your Facebook current title, right? So that's why you can get the with the help of HTML unit driver. So now say, are we able to do the Chrome driver as well as headless browser testing? Yes, we can do it. Okay, let's see how we can do the headless browser testing for the Chrome driver. So we will copy paste the same line of code here. So there is no point of maximizing method calling, right? Because we will not able to see the visualization here. So we will just give the same path here, and here we will be using Chrome options. Okay, so we will be using Chrome options, CHROME. Okay, options equal to option equal to new Chrome option. Okay, now it's fine. Then with the help of that option variable will be right, we will be setting the headless option dot, if you call set headless, there will be some method called set headless. Here you need to set it true, right? And now you need to provide that option in the Chrome driver variable reference. Okay, so that is the only thing we need to do. Then just similar way you can just execute this line of code. Okay, so with the help of Chrome browser also we will be able to execute the test case, but it will never open it. It will execution will happen in the backend. So with the help of Chrome option we can set headless equal to true, and now whatever thing will be working, right, it will be not be executed in the UI level or the GUI level. It will not open any page, but you can see the details in the backend. You will get the desired result. So that is the beauty of the headless browser testing. You can see the desired result, but it is not opening the page. Okay, is it clear? Okay, cool. So the next thing is that how we can handle cookies in Selenium WebDriver. So cookies you already know, right? So as and when you are navigating to the web page or the site, some sort of cookies will be stored in your browser history. So it will vary from the browser to browser. So whatever cookies is there in the I browser, it will not be matched with the Chrome browser or the Firefox browser, right? So cookies are the files stored in local computer containing information submitted by the website visited by user. The information is stored in the key value pairs and allows a particular website to customize its content as per the user. So every time user load the website or the web pages, the browser sends the cookies back to the server to notify the website of the user's previous activity. So cookies have a specific lifespan defined by the creator. At the end of this, a cookie becomes expired. So cookie often track information like how frequently the user visit, just in the mobile also, right? If you just search something in the Google, so some sort of lot of things, the latest browser history should be shown. If you go to the Facebook, right, all your like, comment, everything you can show in the some sort of activity section, right? So that's why cookie also work for the browser navigation history also, right? So what are the different which time you are visiting the web page, what banner you are clicking on, what button you click, right? User preferences, right? What are the thing you are navigating the website, e-commerce website, you are so adding something to the cart, like that. So this allows the site to present with information customized to fit your needs, so that next time you can directly use the cookies, right? You can go to that. So that are the different things available with the help of cookies. So cookies are domain specific. A domain cannot read or write to a cookies created by another domain, right? So that will violate. And whenever cookies are also browser specific, so each browser stores the cookies in a different location. The cookies are browser specific, so a cookie created by one browser cannot be accessed by the other browser. Some browser limits the number of cookies stored by each domain, sometimes 20 cookies, sometimes 50 cookies, like that. If the limit is exceed, the new cookies will replace the old cookies. Cookies name are case sensitive, so username with some sort of uppercase is not similar with the lowercase. So how we can, what are the different methods available to handle the cookies? So there is a method add cookies is available. With the help of that we can add the cookies. Get cookies, with the help of that we can get the list of cookies. Get cookie name, through which we can get the desired cookie only, right? With the name. With the help of delete all cookies we can remove all the cookies. With the help of delete cookies name we can remove all the desired cookies. So let's try to see what are the different things we can handle with the cookies. So let's navigate to the page. Okay, then we'll be using the cookies, adding cookies. Suppose say with the help of cookie 1 equal to new cookie. So it's a kind of key value for combination, right? So here I need to give the, suppose the first was the name and then is the second was the URL, suppose a Google, right? Here I can provide the reference. So it's the double quote www.google.com. Okay. So we need to import the cookie class. Now we can add the cookie. Okay, so how can you add it? Driver. So that is the cookies created. Then we can add the cookie driver dot manage dot add cookie, and with the cookie reference you can give it. So similarly, if you want to create another cookie called cookie 2, so you can name it to Facebook. Here you can type it Facebook. So that's why you can create the different cookies, right? Like Facebook, Google, Reddit, whatever is do, right? Then if you want to print the cookies value, SO, so here driver dot manage dot get cookie name. So what is the name you can give it? Suppose this is the name I can give it. So this is my name, cookie name, and then here you can get the name of the cookie, domain of the cookie, right? Value, CSS, Express, all this stuff. So similar way, if you want to get the value of the cookie, you can just call the value method. So that is the different things available. Dot get value. Okay. Now let's try to run the code and let's see how we can interact with the cookie. If you go to the console, you can see for the cookie, the name is coming as Google, and then the value is coming as www.google.com, right? So that's why you can get the cookies details. Now if you want to remove any cookies, right, you can already use the method called here driver dot manage dot delete all cookies dot delete. If you want to remove the single cookie, you need to just give the name of the cookie, but if you want to remove everything, delete all cookies. So that's why you can delete all the cookies before opening the browser. In the real time, before opening the browser, you need to remove all the cookies. That's the simple thing you need to use in the real time. Now if you want to get all the list of cookies, right, so you can use driver dot manage dot get cookies. So it will give you all the cookies. So you can see the return type is set cookie, right? So you need to store in some return type the same way. Set cookie, and you need to give the variable name called cookies. You need to import the set interface from the Java utility package. Then here I will be using a enhanced for loop. So for cookie, what is the variable name? Old variable name is cookies, and I will be giving colon here, and the new variable name is suppose say list of cookie. That is the new variable name. I can use it. Then I will be using the double quote thing for cookies colon list of cookies. Here I will be printing out okay, sorry, here I need to give the new name, and here I need to give the old name. That is the reason error message is coming. So so here I need to give new variable dot get name, right? Similar way I can get the value get. So that's why you can get the desired all the list of cookie get value. Let's see. Sometimes it might be useful required for the testing cookies, so that is a different thing you can through which you can handle the cookies. Okay, you can see this is the thing is coming, Google, right, Facebook, and this is the thing might be somehow kind of dirty thing has been added, right, somehow. So that is the reason this is also coming. So no need to worry about this, but this is the important thing. Google and Facebook, whatever we added it, right, it is getting displayed. Okay. So this is all about cookie. Any doubt, guys? All the method I have tried to cover it here. Is it clear? I will.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Then there is another concept available in Selenium is called by all locator. Okay. So suppose say in the Facebook page, right? Open the Facebook page here. Suppose say you need to try to identify the element, right? Email field, right? So you can see name is there, ID is there, right? You can create the XPath CSS like that. You can class is there, okay. But sometimes say name whatever you have identified got changed, instead of email 2 it's email 1. So what happens? Your element locator will fail. So that is the reason, in case you know that there is a probability to failing of the element locator, you can use multiple element locator, right, at the same time. So with the help of driver.find element is not possible, right? So you need to use by all element locator. So by all is a extra episode locator in Selenium WebDriver which helps user to find the element based on the given locator. Locator could be any other type like ID, name, class name, link text, person, link text, XPath or CSS. So by all locator tries to find the element using the first locator. If the element is not present, then it will wait for the given implicit wait time. By it reaches the maximum wait time. If there is no element, then by element locator will try to find the other element, second element, then third and fourth, like that. What is the syntax? So it, instead of divert.find element, you need to use that syntax. New by all. You can give one by one like that. Okay. Let's try to give. Let's try to identify it, right? Let's create a web element. Right, what is the field name? Called email. Dot find element. Right, here you need to give that syntax. New by all, then suppose say like class name is there is no, we cannot use the class name, that's leave it then. So suppose say by ID and by name we will be using. So ID, what is the value for that ID? The value is email, right? Name is email, ID is email, say. So I'll be using that one. And name is also email. So I think that's all here. We need to end with semicolon. Okay, now error message gone. We need to import the by all locator, and after that we can enter some value here, right? So email dot send keys. So say user name one. Okay. Okay, now it will run. So it is trying to get to similar way. You can give 3-4 different variable name. You can give XPath, you can give it CSS, class name, whatever is available. So in case one thing is not working, it will go for the other thing. It will go for the third, fourth, like that. Everything is not able to find out, then it will throw the error. So that is the beauty of the by element locator techniques. Okay. So suppose say email 1, if instead of email it will just change it to email 1, so it will not work, right? ID will not work, but still it will go with the name. In case name is matching, it will still work, right? So that is the beauty of the element by all element locator. So here ID will not match, but still email is there, so it will go to the email next. It will validate if the email is working, then it will try to just execute your script. Okay, you can see it's getting entered. So that's why you can just work with that with the help of by all element locator technique. The next thing, the last topic for today is how to select an options from auto suggest drop down in Selenium. Auto suggest means suppose whenever if you go to some sort of search button, right, search kind of text, right, you can enter something. After that it will give you list of options. Okay, so that is called auto suggest. So while you navigating to any software website with search box available, that search box shows auto suggest list when user types something inside it. Simplest example of Ajax auto suggest drop down is Google search suggestion. When user types something inside, it will show them a list of suggestion from where options can be selected based on the need. XPath pattern also be same for all Ajax auto suggest drop down list of item. So user need to use the loop, right? to feed that changing values to XPath of the drop down items, right? Other one thing user need to consider is user do not know how many items will show and what is the sequence of the item, right? So let's see how we can handle the any auto suggest drop down. So here if you open the Google page, right? So let's change it to the Google page here also. So say if you enter something called Selenium, okay, you can see Selenium with C hash, Selenium with C hash, right? Select Selenium, everything is coming. So now if you select Selenium, right? And again, if you go back, and maybe again if you press Selenium, you can see now Selenium is coming fast. Initially Selenium WebDriver CS was fast, right? So based on the latest selection, it will give the fast. So now if you change it to Selenium tablets, right? Now next time if you search Selenium, the Selenium tablet will come fast. So that sequence will not change, and if you not sure that how many number of thing will come, right? So that is the auto suggest drop down, and how we can handle it. Let's first try to inspect the search button here first. Let's press F12 button. So you already given to the Google page. Let's search the button here first. So what is the keyword here? One second. What happening? Yeah. So name is Q. With the help of name Q, I can identify the element. Right. So after opening the Google page, I'll be typing Selenium. Driver dot find element by name equal to Q. Find element by dot name dot send keys. What is the send keys? I want to enter Selenium, right? Then after I entered Selenium here, right, I want to search Selenium, maybe Selenium foods, right? Because drop down is available, right? Then how can we do it? Okay, so let's try to inspect this section here. You can see we can create the XPath here, right? So how can we create the XPath? So here this is the class, right? So let's try to create XPath here. So what is the tag name? Div @class equal to, okay, you can see that's so you can create the XPath. How many line is there? How many item is visible? 11. So if you mouse over there, you can see that all XPath is same, and it is showing you, giving you 1 out of 11, right? So that is the XPath I can create it. So let's try to create with the help of find elements. So driver dot find elements. Here I will be creating it with the help of by dot XPath. Here I can give the XPath expression. So it's find elements, right? So I need to store in some list interface. So it will be list of web element. Okay, and I can give the variable name here options. That is what I'll be doing it. So I need to import the list from the Java util package. Then if you want to print that how many size is there, you can simply print out, okay, dot size. and before that you can give some timeout, because once you enter the Selenium it will take some time, right, so that all the list will be displayed, so otherwise it will throw some error. So thread dot timeout, sorry, thread dot sleep, maybe 3 seconds you can give it, so that it will wait for 2 or 3 seconds, and then it will just so that all the elements will be visible. Now if you want to see the size, so what size it will print it out, it should print 11 options, right, so that its 11 options was there. So it will print you 11. It will open the Google page, it will enter Selenium, so that list of option suggestion will be displayed here, and it will take the list of values, right, and it will give you, okay. And if in the console you can see it's working, you can see it's work 11 giving, right. So let's say so far from the list I want to select Selenium tutorial from the drop down value. So how can you select it, right? So here you need to use a for loop for, so integer I equal to 0, then I less than, starting from 0, so it will go till options dot size less than options dot size, I plus plus, right, then with the second bracket I'll be giving if condition, if options dot get of I dot get text, get of I dot get text dot equals ignore case, right. What we want to do it Selenium tutorial, so that's the thing I want to print it out. Then what happens, that options will be clicked with the help of get I dot get of I dot click. So as soon as it's clicking, right, I can immediately break the loop. So that is the beauty you already seen the break. So because I don't want to traverse my loop as in case condition is matching, no need, right. So let's see how it is behaving now, whether Selenium tutorial is getting hit or not, right, from the drop down list. After entering Selenium, it will show you the 11 list of things, and Selenium tutorial is getting clicked. It does not matter which sequence it is there, but it will be clicked based on the text, matching text. Yeah, you can see that is getting picked up, okay. So that's the way, right, we can handle auto suggested drop down list, okay. So that is the last topic from today. Let's recapture all the topics one more time. So we can handle the frame in case there is a frame available. With the help of iframe tag we can handle the frame. We can get to know how many frame size is there, so we can handle the frame with the help of index, frame name or frame text, or the frame web element reference. We can capture the screenshot. So in case you want to capture the screenshot, right, so you need to create a methods at the class level, so that method can be called. And the capture screenshot is 3-step process. So you need to create an object condition for the text screenshot, right. Then you need to call the get screenshot as method. You need to store in the sub source file, and then source file you need to save in some destination file with the help of file handler dot copy class, file handler class, and the copy methods available. Implicit weight and explicit weight. Implicit weight will be across your driver level, right, and implicit weight and explicit weight will be only for particular conditions. So if you give some explicit weight and your condition is matching, so it will not wait for the remaining times, and in case the condition is matching, it will wait for the maximum timeout. After that it will throw the error, okay. And headless browser testing, with the help of HTML unit browser we can do the headless browser testing. Apart from them, right, with the help of Chrome option you can set the Chrome browser to be headless browser, so that you will not able to visualize the execution, but you will able to get the desired result with the help of headless browser testing. Then you can handle the cookies with the help of different methods like add cookie, get cookies name, delete all cookies, and delete cookies name. and with the help of by all element locator technique you can provide some more elements in the same way, right? So that in case one element locator is not working, value is not matching, it will go for the other one. So that's why we can use multiple different element locator, right? And with the help of so we can also handle that options whenever there is a suggestion is coming from the from drop down, especially whenever we are typing something in the kind of search box which will giving him list of suggestions, so that we can also handle it, right? So that are the different things I have tried to cover it from today's topic. So in the next topic I will be starting, in the next session I will be starting test engine framework. It will take 2 sessions. After that it will go for the Maven and then the like data driven, keyword driven and hybrid framework. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Thank you.